My sister-in-law was jealous that I would give my mother-in-law grandchildren before her, so she locked me in the closet. I woke up in the hospital, and she begs for forgiveness and she said it was just an innocent joke. Hello? So, I'll get straight to the point. I've always had a pretty strange relationship with my sister-in-law, and recently, something happened that pushed me to my limit, not just me, but the whole family. I'm 28 years old, and I've been married to my husband, also 28, for 3 years. We've been together for 6 years. A couple of months ago, we discovered that we were expecting our first child together, and we were overjoyed. A few days ago, this week, we decided to have a baby shower and invited our families and friends to our new house for the event. My sister-in-law, Connie, 30 years old, and her husband were also invited. Connie has been with her husband for 8 years, married for 5, and they've been trying to have a baby for a long time but haven't had any success. They recently started in vitro fertilization treatments because, despite neither of them having fertility problems, they had difficulties conceiving. If she had been a better person, I might have felt bad for her, but after what she did recently, I'm glad she hasn't been able to conceive yet because she's crazy and honestly doesn't deserve to be a mother. Connie and I don't get along very well, and I'd say it's her fault because I've always been cordial with her, but she just has a strange attitude about everything. She used to be kind to me, but I had heard from several family members that she constantly belittled me behind my back and laughed at many things about me. So, I gradually distanced myself from her, and eventually, we reached the point where we were only polite to each other for the sake of our family and nothing more. Inviting each other to events became more of a formality, and we both knew it. She was also invited to my pregnancy announcement party, and even there, all she did was be moody. Maybe I should have taken that as a sign and not invited her this time, but I didn't think much of it. Anyway, a couple of days ago, I had my baby shower, and Connie and her husband also attended. They were among the first guests to arrive, so we took some people on a tour of the house since it was a new house. Yes, this is a pretty important detail. After everyone arrived and the party was in full swing, I was talking to a couple of friends when Connie approached me and asked if I could show her where our room was because she wanted to rest a bit since she was feeling a little dizzy. It seemed pretty strange to me that she came to me and not her brother, but since I was busy with my friends and also very pregnant, I told her to find my husband and ask him for help because I really didn't feel like getting up. But she told me that she also wanted to talk to me in person and privately, which is why she had specifically asked me. She said she didn't really need to rest, she just wanted to talk to me and needed an excuse to do so. That seemed a little strange to me, so I decided to excuse myself and got up to take her to the room so we could talk away from everyone else. In fact, I thought she was going to apologize for her past behavior or something like that because she was being very kind, and I guess that should have made me suspicious. But anyway, I didn't think much of it and started walking with her to the room. Here's the detail with our house: it's quite large, and that means our room is a considerable distance from the living room. There's a really long hallway leading there, and on one side of the hallway, we have something like a supply closet. So, as we were crossing through there, Connie suddenly grabbed my arm, pushed me inside, and locked me in. The closet was a small, dark, narrow room where we were storing a few unpacked boxes on the shelves, our vacuum cleaner, and some mops. We hadn't installed lights in that room yet, and there was no ventilation aside from a small window that was situated very high up on the wall. The whole family knows that I suffer from severe claustrophobia, so a room like that is practically a nightmare for me. I started to panic as soon as Connie pushed me into the closet. I kept pounding on the door and asking her to let me out, but I knew there wasn't much I could do because she probably didn't stay outside the door for long, and there was loud music in the living room where everyone was because we wanted the baby shower to be fun for everyone, and it was more of a party than a quiet celebration. Besides, even without the music, there were a lot of people in the living room, and I'm sure they couldn't hear me over the conversation because the supply closet was a bit far from the living room. Despite that, I kept banging on the door and shouting for someone to come help me until my voice gave out. Honestly, I don't remember what happened after that. I guess I must have passed out due to my claustrophobia because the only thing I remember after that is waking up in the hospital. Fortunately, I was lucky enough to be found about 20 minutes after I had left the living room since it was time to open the gifts, but I wasn't there. People came to look for me. Apparently, after Connie returned to the living room without me, she told my friends that I needed to rest a bit, so I had decided to stay in the room and that she had come back to tell them. A pregnant woman deciding to take a break from a party to rest wasn't that strange, so no one asked questions because of it. You can click on share more to see if there is a part 2.